Here we are with the Brockway. This is a 1962 260 LQM. It was originally sold as a tandem axle tractor to the U.S. Navy, and at some point somebody converted it, took away one of the axles and converted it into a rollback. And it's a good running truck. It's got a Cummins. It's like a 220, but it's got a turbo, and I think they call that a 262. But it's a good running engine. I picked up the truck in Ohio, drove my car down, put my car on the back of the truck, drove the truck home, and worked good. So what I'd like to do this winter here, because as you can see, everything is packed inside and all around the truck, which is going to make it a little difficult to work on, but we're going to try to work on it anyway. I want to do the paint work on it. I'm not sure what colors I'm going with yet. It's normally I like a green cab with black fenders. You know, like hunter green. Not sure if I'm going to do that, but we'll find out. Got plenty of time to decide because it needs a little bit of body work. But let's take a closer look here. Let me try to get this hood open. Okay, and there's the Cummins engine. It's got a 13-speed in it, which it whined so bad in overdrive. I drove it home in direct. You know, guys say that these transmissions whine in overdrive, but this was so bad. It was giving me a headache, and I thought that that a gear was going to come blasting through the case, and I didn't really need that on the trip home. But everything's in pretty good shape. It needs some TLC. It needs, you know, like these hydraulic hoses that are just hanging down here. I don't know. This isn't really a good way to mount those. I don't really like that. But that's, you know, some of the stuff that will straighten out. You know, some of the other things like this big headboard on the back, I don't really like that either. That's, you know, that's the width for a let me see if I can squeeze over here, but it's for the width of like a modern truck, or more modern anyway. And this came off a tractor at some point. You can see it's got the glad hands and stuff on it up there. I'm gonna take that out and probably make something with expanded metal. You know, just something that looks a little more appropriate for the age of the truck. Well, let's see inside here. Guess the door got locked. There we go. But it's blue on the inside, so all this is going to need to get taken apart, cleaned up, and probably going to go with that original color green that Brockway liked to have. I think it was kind of similar to the Mac greens. I did get a new transmission for it. Not new, but I found another 13-speed that has like helical cut overdrive gears, so they're quiet in overdrive, and that should swap in without a problem. I've got the battery disconnected in it. It's got some roof leaks on the truck. Not too long ago we started picking at the looking at the paint on the roof, because it had a ton of Bondo, and you know, you can see there's silicone right there, probably filling in the cracks of the Bondo. This was some of the Bondo that we picked off the roof. You know, so that's going to be a little bit of work. I got to strip off the rest of this. It's pretty darn ugly, and you know, just I think that's probably the worst part of it. And hopefully, you know, hopefully we don't have to try and section in a piece of metal for the roof. Hopefully it just comes apart with, or it's structurally good enough to, you know, just get it good anyway. But yeah, that's about it. I think I'm going to start taking some trim off and just start, you know, taking it off bit by bit to get started on this. It's you know, winter's only going to last so long, and for me to make this a winter project, I better get going on it, because it's snowing outside now. So, okay, well, let's take a few screws out. Okay, so these are the cab lights, and they're pretty yuck. You know, they got a lot of Bondo stuck to them, and I don't know if I'll have to see if they make this this style. You know, because these, I think, I don't know. I'd like to stay original, but they're really pitted. You know, they're just. If I'm going to paint the cab, I don't really want to put these back on, and these lenses are kind of crazed out a bit. You know, they're pretty shabby. I'm going to save them for now, but chances are they're not going to be going back in. Can't take the horn off because I got there's a headliner in the truck, so I got to take down the headliner and see what's holding in the horn. But I'm going to do that, do the mirrors, and keep moving along here. All right, we're inside the truck. I'm laying down on the seat. Woo! Anyway, so these have Phillips screws that hold in the headliner. And so we're going to take this headliner out of here. And I just happened to bring a Phillips screwdriver. So let's do this part and keep moving along. Label all these pieces before they start getting mixed up, just what side they're from. Oh, somebody already did mark them, I guess, when they were putting them in. It's got a little, well, I wrote right, there's PS right there, so all right. Yeah, that headliner, man, that was a toughie to get out of there. I had to try to bend it and tweak it a little bit so it'd fit out, because well, when they got it up there, they got it up there. But anyway, it's out. Hey, they put that foil on there to deaden sound, which is exactly what a tin box needs. But that'll be coming down too. because I know this leaked water. You can see up here, this is that shelf which was covered up. And the other Brockways I have, this shelf is like, I think it's open where you can just put stuff up there. But they had it blocked off with the headliner. And I don't know what I'm gonna do, whether I'm gonna try to leave it open or close it up. Yeah, so start pulling this stuff down and taking the horn off and getting things ready. So yeah, anyway, I was gonna say, I know these lights were leaking because it would travel down here and then it would drip out of this. So it had roof leaks. But we're gonna get all that fixed and not have any more leaks. Leaks are bad news. Now when this comes down, I don't know if it can be reused or if I just have to find new stuff to put in there. Well, they used enough glue, but they didn't use too much glue, which is a good thing. Here's a wiring for the cab lights, and all right, gotta love electrical tape connections. It's all gotta go. Crappy wiring is kind of a hazard. I already got a couple of the horn bolts out. The front one is out, and one of the back ones is out. Try to get this second back one. It wasn't even really tight, you know, but that's probably why things leak. You know, they're not tight. Okay, got this nice little ratcheting stubby wrench set from my Mac guy. Not Mac trucks, Mac tools. Okay, so there's the horn valve right here. Anyway, see the roof is wavy up here. Well, we'll see how much perforation comes to light when start stripping off the top of the roof. It's not so bad in here. I mean, some of this waviness, maybe we can hammer it out a little bit. I don't know if I can try to support it with some, you know, firmer insulation on top of this big X brace up here. I don't know. We'll see. But okay, let's pull that horn off. Couple little bolts. Hey, they use stainless, I think. Looks like stainless. Horn gasket. You can just push that through. It's probably not even the right bolt for the horn, but I suppose up here it doesn't really matter so much. But yeah, if I push these through here, it'll kind of, you know, just the rubber gasket will help hold the things together. Got one for the front as well. So I don't think it was leaking around the horn. I mean, it may have been, but the gasket seemed pretty good. This one Not pulled, but all right, we'll put this in the box. All right, no roof lights. You could see how big the ridge was around that roof light for the Bondo. That's ugly. And not exactly sure what I'm going to do. I guess I'm going to try to bang it out a little bit, see if we can get it into shape a little better. So what filler that I do have to use, and I you know what, honestly, I don't mind if it's a little wavy up here. It's not going to be a show truck. I want it to be like shiny and clean and not look shabby with you know, paint flaking off and everything. Just want it to be nice colors and pretty shiny. But I do plan to work it a little bit. Certainly not in the winter. This thing will never see salt as long as I own it. I'm looking forward to driving it. I had a lot of fun driving it back from Ohio. You know, I have my Ford F800, and that's cool. That's a good truck. And it runs pretty good. It needs some TLC. I really ought to bring that in and you know, do some odds and ends to it, because it does need it. It's got some oil leaks that need to be fixed, and you know, just checking over other stuff on it. But this one, that Ford, it's a low pro, so it's got these little tires on it, and this is basically like a big truck. It's you're higher up. It's got a lot bigger engine than the Ford. The Ford's a 5.9 Cummins, and this one is quite a bit bigger. I think I don't remember the cubic inches on this, but I think it's around maybe 833. I could be wrong. I'll find out and post it right here. So anyway, so it's, you know, it's just got big truck kind of feeling to it, which is a lot of fun to drive. But anyway, so here we go with the more of this Bondo that we just peeled up a while ago. I want to get this cleaned off. Yeah, darn it, cut my glove on one of the pieces here. All right, well, yeah. Bring the garbage can over. Oh. That should burn it. Of course, that's what the handle had to end up. All right. A little bit more. Cleaning this stuff off. Glad to see that go. When my daughter was, or my second daughter was young, well, maybe she was just learning to talk. You know, we'd try to give her different kinds of food, see what she would eat, and she would say, "No, I don't want that," and I would say, "Why not?" She says, "It's too yuck for me." She came up with that on her own, and ever since then we still we'll say that when there's something we don't like. It's too yuck for me. And I gotta say, this Bondo is too yuck for me, so I'll be glad to see it go. All right, we'll try a little bit of scraping here, see what else we can get up. Ah, that piece fell right in the garbage can. Wow. At least there was some that was adhered. There's some clean metal. Luckily it's, you know, not another few years down the road, because as bad as this is, I think it's still savable. but we'll find out, because there's a lot of pitting over here and over here. I don't know. Bodywork's not really my favorite thing, but it's hard to find somebody to do it. No, it's hard to get somebody to do it, and it costs a lot of money. So I'm going to do as much as I can by myself here. Yeah, even though it's all cracked, it's still, some of it's hanging on pretty good. Let's speed this up. Well, I figure if I start pushing too hard, I might damage the metal. You know, in the one area, the one light over there, it's got a shiny spot. I bet you this truck looked really good when it had some fresh blue paint on it. Probably a really good looking truck. Yeah, I don't know if some chemical stripper is going to be a good idea. I'll have to take the seats out or cover up with some plastic inside, because, you know, with all these holes in the roof, I don't want that chemical stripper to start dripping down inside into places that I don't want it to touch. But that might be the thing to do, because, you know, I think trying to grind this, if I use something that was coarse enough, you know, it might tear into the roof. And if I use something that's not coarse enough, it's going to get hot and probably make the roof warp even more. So probably chemical stripper, or I don't know. We'll see. We'll try some other mechanical methods before putting the chemicals on it. But hey, let's take these mirrors off. Little tiny stubby wrench, little baby ratchet. First time I ever used it, but it's good, because I shouldn't need I don't need a lot of torque on these to get them apart. Yeah, they painted over the top of the mirror bracket. Whoops. Drop that one. Okay. Oh, hey, that's pretty easy. Oh, they got all the nuts and bolts in this one, which some of them I got to get the ratcheting wrenches to get. And I take these little bolts, and you know, they're going through sheet metal. What I like to do to seal them up is put some it's called 3M. It's made by 3M, and it's called strip caulk. It comes in this, you know, kind of flat cardboard box, real thin, and you just pull off strips of this like caulking, and I would wrap each bolt a little bit as it goes in to seal out water from getting through there, because if water gets in there and, you know, it sits around and it's just a bare metal bolt and bare sheet metal, it's going to rust, and then the bolt's going to come loose. It's going to vibrate and make the hole bigger until the bolt falls out or the mirror falls off, one of the two. But you know, when this is going back together, we'll go over some of that stuff. Yeah, it'll be fun. Be a fun project. Really hoping to get it done for spring here. There it is. I'll go put this in the box. Well, it's about 1 year later from where that video left off of me taking down the headliner. And the truck's been sitting in the shop the whole time. And I need to get back into it. We passed by spring, we passed by summer, passed by fall, and now we're back into winter 2024. And I'd really like to get going on this. It's going to be a nice, once some paint's on it, it'll be a good truck to drive around, a little bit of work on the rollback body, and it'll be a good functioning truck. So I started ordering some things for it. Got a box here. Let's see what's, if I can find a place to put the camera. Let's see what's in the box. Or I'll show you what's in the box. I know what's in the box, but I'll show you what's in the box. If I can get it back out of here. There we go. All right, so I think one of the last things we were talking about is these nasty old roof lights, all pitted. The lenses are cracked and screws are rusted. Everything's pretty much a mess. So as I was looking for new ones of those, I noticed some of the ones I was looking at, when you buy them new, they say made in Taiwan. Well, I happened to find a set on eBay. If I can get this thing open here. Of new ones. And they say Yankee 77 on them. And I believe these were made in New York. I thought I saw that listed somewhere. Well, it said, oh yeah, let's see, I think it's on this lid here. Falconer, New York, by Trucklight. So that's nice, you know. It's probably, the Taiwanese ones are probably good and usable, and there's probably no problem with them, but I'm not working on a truck that was made in China. I'm working on a truck that was made in Cortland, New York. So getting the lights that say made in New York mean a little something to me. I think it's just a little more appropriate to get the ones that are for the truck. But I got a whole set of 5 here, and they'll be going up there once the roof gets fixed up. And that's about where we're going to leave it for today. Oh, wait a minute, before I close it out, let me show you one other thing I got for the truck. That's a transmission I got that I was talking about. It's a little heavier duty than the one that's in there. I think I have a 9513 in there. And gosh, I got this a year ago. Let's see, I can't really see what that says. Oh, 14613. So it's heavier, and it's got helical cut gears, which it should be nice and quiet in overdrive. I looked in the top, it looks pretty good. Bought it as a used transmission, not like a rebuilt or refurbished or anything like that. There was no, I got it pretty cheap from LKQ, and there was no warranty on it because I bought it as what they deemed as a core. So I'm gonna take my chances. You know, I don't mind buying a core transmission as long as it's not destroyed inside, and there's every possibility this might work fine. And if it doesn't, if it needs to have a kit thrown in it, not a big deal. I own a transmission shop, so it's entirely within the realm of possibilities. But I guess for now, I'm going to close this out until the next video, where hopefully I get started on some body work and can get this thing going. You know, one of the things that set it back was doing the yellow Cougar eliminator, and that also needs some work this year. That's right up here on another lift in the shop. Got a little ways to go on that, but got a lot done, and I'd like to get the truck, the Brockway, done as well too. So that's that, and I will see you on the next one.